So how do you get connected? How does the relationship with Arian even come about? Like when you guys drop Macrodosing, I see you and Arian Foster doing a pod. Like I was thinking to myself, like, oh, he doesn't even seem like somebody who would be like a Barstool guy.
Yeah.
And now he's doing a pod with you called Macrodosing, where you guys, it seems like, talk conspiracy theories or pretty much anything that's on your mind.
Yeah, basically like whatever we're interested in that given week. But we met through, actually he came on Part of My Take back in like 2016, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I started listening to his music because he wanted to talk about his music career. And obviously, like, I had interacted with him before on Twitter and, like, busted his balls about the whole, like, you know, the debate he had where he said that he could take down a wolf.
On Rogan? Yeah.
Yeah, so he said on Twitter one time, like, I could defeat a wolf with my bare hands in combat. And that went so viral that he still gets asked on podcasts to this day to ask if he could take down a wolf. And he still does, yeah. He still does think
that. You think he actually believes that?
I think like a beta wolf he could take down.
Yeah.
Like a real, you know, like not a big one, like a medium-sized wolf. Maybe one that just ate.
Not like the alpha.
Not a hungry alpha. No, not a hungry alpha at all. But yeah, so we interacted a few times online, and then he came on Part of My Take. I started listening to his music, and we started DMing each other because I was like, this is like legitimately good music that you're making. This is crazy. And then our mutual friend, Tommy Alter. I don't know if you know Tommy. If you don't know him, you probably will soon because he knows literally everyone in the world. He co-hosts that the JJ Redick.
I was gonna say
Old Man in the Three.
Yeah.
So he knows everybody in the world. He's a great friend of mine. I met him back in like 2013, like a long time ago. So he kind of reconnected us. We got Arian back on Part of My Take. Arian and I kept in touch after that, and then Tommy actually said, like, I think you should do a podcast with Arian. I think you guys would click together really well. So Arian was like, yeah, let's do it, and we just kind of started with an idea from there. And then Billy overheard me talking about the podcast, and he goes, can I just be like your Jamie on the Joe Rogan show and just fact check? And it's very funny because like Billy's initial role was to be a fact checker on the podcast. Now he's the #1 source of us needing a fact checker on the podcast because he screws up his facts. But
Billy screws up his facts.
Yeah, but Billy was never supposed to be on, well, I don't want to say supposed to be on the show. It was going to be like myself, Arian, Big T, and we were going to just kind of, and Coley was like going to get in the mix occasionally. And then, you know, Billy found out about it. It was like, yo, I want to be on the show. It sounds awesome. And I was like, you know what? Billy would be a great addition to the show. And he has been. So it's kind of like it's evolved and it's grown after it came out. And the first time I saw the numbers, I was like, I didn't want to see the numbers at first.
Dude, there's a weird anxiety that comes with like, I'm doing something different. Like, let's see how it's like a new gut check moment. Like you're back on step 1. You're about to go back into step 1 when you have the comfort of probably all of the PMT stuff. Like I can just do this and be good.
Yeah.
But then when you branch off and do something else, it's like, okay, now I'm going to actually see a reset.
Yeah. Like it's a reset. It's a new thing. I was terrified to look at them. In fact, I didn't look at the numbers for like the first, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks. And then Mikey Fowler, our old podcast data guy, he pulled me aside. He's like, dude, you know, macrodosing is kind of a wagon right now. And I was like, okay, thank God, I'm not a total loser. It was a good moment. It was more relief than it was excitement at the time. But yeah, it's been fun. We shoot the shit about whatever topic is interesting to us that week and just kind of let it rip.
What do you think the pull is to like why it's been successful? Was there a fear of you?
I think Big T.
Big T?
I think Big T he moves merch. Big T is he's an interesting individual. He's so uniquely himself. And sometimes people don't like him at first, but as he says, like if you let me stick around for long enough, you're gonna end up loving me.
Yeah,
because he's very consistent and he is who he is. And even if you don't like him at first, it's like after a while, you have to appreciate the commitment to himself that he has. You know, which is cool.
Were you were you nervous, kind of being more yourself on like macrodosing? Because it seems like you're more like in your element of talking about that stuff versus like Part of My Take. Not that you're not a stud at it and also in your element, but it's like Part of My Take and the PFT commenter seems more of like the character at times versus macrodosing seems more like you're like what you're actually interested in.
Yeah. So like on Part of My Take, it's just about like fucking around in sports, right? And it's a very fast paced show. So you have to be like firing on all cylinders all the time. And then on macrodosing, it's more just like a relaxed conversation. So yeah, you're right. I get to like, you know, take the shades off and just be me for a long time, an extended period of time. So it's good to be able to talk I guess, at a longer format and just be able to get like all my thoughts out there as opposed to just like go, 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 go. Like I love Part of My Take. It's the best time that I have. It's still like every time I sit down and do the show, I end up laughing my ass off. And like after it's over, I feel like amped up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't sleep after Part of My Take, especially when on Sunday, because I still love doing the show that much. But with macrodosing, it's more just like a free form thing. It's kind of refreshing to be able to just like, you know, just sitting down and just having a long, open-ended conversation sometime with your friends. So,
And you're kind of like learning along the way, and you kind of just get to, it's like you're like hanging out.
yeah.
Like you just get to talk about opinions and kind of like, I guess, break them down and go whichever way you want to, whichever direction you want to go.
Yeah. Billy's looks
What do
like
you-
he
what
has-
do you- what do
Will,
you-
what was your
Look on
favorite
his face.
episode?
Do what?
What was your favorite episode?
Of what?
Macrodosing.
Question, Billy.
Oh, I don't listen to macrodosing throughout.
I respect that because a lot of people would be like I like them all, or they'd list the last one that we just did.
Yeah.
Do people do that sometimes when they come on Bussin? They like listen to the very last episode and they start like talking to you guys like they listen to the show all the time?
Yeah. They
That's
try
the
to
best.
bring up the one segment that we'll do. Yeah, I heard you guys talk about like tier talk, and you know I'm excited to kind of talk about that. And you kind of just know, okay, you just throw on the most recent episode.
Yeah.
Because somebody's like, man, I really loved this episode, and then I'm like, oh, did you listen to like? I either refer to the week after, or the week before that one to see if they actually listened to the episode. But some people come on and just say, hey, I'm more of a tier 3. Like I just watch your guys' clips on the internet, but I love your guys' stuff.
Yeah.